I had a stroke. Hi, I'm Lisa Marie, and this channel is Living My Best Life Over 50, Your Best Life, whatever age you are. I make videos about aging and being relevant so that you can live your best life at any age. Today I'm going to tell you a story about how 4 years ago I had a stroke. I was 53 going on 54 at the time, and believe me, it was quite a shock. I'd woken up that morning and I got out of bed. When I stepped down on the ground, my right leg felt like it was just kind of hanging there, and I kept leaning, and I thought that was kind of strange. And I had a doctor's appointment that morning, so I got myself ready, but I didn't feel steady on my feet, so I asked my husband to drive me to the doctor. I went to the doctor's office, and I didn't feel very steady walking, so I had to put my arm through his so that I wouldn't fall over. Got to the doctor's office, and I was filling out some forms, and as I was writing things down, like my phone number that I know by heart, I wrote different numbers than the numbers that were in my head. And I thought, now that is really strange. Then I was going to put a question mark for one of the answers on the form, and I put the dot above the question mark instead of below it. And then I knew something was really wrong. So I went into the office to see the doctor, and she started to do our regular checkup, and I stopped her and I said, I know this isn't why I'm here today, but I feel like you need to know what's going on right now. And I told her everything that I had been experiencing, and immediately she sent me off to get a scan, and they got stat results, sent me straight to the hospital because I was having a stroke. So they put me into the hospital right away, gave me a clot buster shot, and I was in the hospital for about 4 or 5 days. Then I started physical therapy because the stroke was on the left side of my brain, which affected my right side. And so I couldn't walk straight. Everything on my right side was weaker. The reason I couldn't write things properly, it was affecting my brain in terms of what I could comprehend. I did manage to come out of that pretty unscathed. That was very, very fortunate for me. As far as I know, I do believe most of my mental faculties are still there. There's little things that I notice, like when I can't think of things, but then it's hard to know, is that just because I'm getting older, or is that because of the stroke? Either way, it's certainly nothing for me to worry about. I've seen a lot of people be paralyzed on one side of their body, never be able to walk or talk again, and so I'm very fortunate for that. One of the things I wanted to share with you, not just the story of that I had a stroke, but some of the symptoms so that you can be aware in case something like this ever happens to you or a loved one. A few symptoms of stroke. If you were to feel numbness or weakness in your arm, leg, face, particularly on one side, that would be a potential symptom of a stroke. Like my right side, my leg felt like it was not working properly. If you have any kind of confusion or you have trouble understanding people all of a sudden, that could be a sign as well. If you suddenly have difficulty speaking. Now, I don't mean you can't think of a word or you stumble over your words. I mean you just can't speak properly all of a sudden. And if you were to ever have trouble seeing with one or both eyes all of a sudden. Those are some symptoms. If you have any of those, you would want to either go straight to the doctor or emergency room or call 911, depending on the severity. You don't want to wait, because the sooner you get the clot buster shot, the faster it stops and the less likely for you to have permanent damage, and that's really important. There's an acronym that you can use to help somebody else to figure out if they're having a stroke, and it's FAST, F-A-S-T. The F stands for face. Have the person smile to see if one side or the other of their mouth droops. A is for arms. Have the person raise their arms, and if one suddenly goes down and starts to droop, that's another sign. Speech is S. And so have them say a phrase, and if they have any slurring or anything that seems off, that's another potential sign. And T is for time. If there's any of those symptoms, it's time to call 911 and get somebody treatment right away. I have some interesting statistics that I got online from Science News and the Heart Association, just to give you an idea of how serious and widespread this actually is. Strokes are the third leading cause of death in the United States. 116.4 million people, or an estimated 46% of people, have hypertension or high blood pressure, which is the #1 cause of stroke. Someone dies from cardiovascular disease every 38 to 40 seconds. Wow. Someone dies from a stroke every 3.7 minutes. During the length of this video, at least one person will have died from a stroke. That's crazy. 3/4 of strokes happen in people over 65. Let's talk about things you can do to prevent a stroke from ever happening. Be active. Get out there, take walks, exercise, swim, whatever it is. Try to do at least 3 to 4 times a week, about 30 minutes. Now, I'm not talking high-level cardio workouts. I mean, just even taking a walk is good enough to keep yourself active. Keep a healthy weight. Find out what a healthy healthy weight is for your age and height and bone structure, and aim for that. Learn about cholesterol and how to manage it. What foods will cause high cholesterol, what can help you lower your cholesterol, and so forth. And if you already have high cholesterol and you can't seem to change it with diet, then make sure you do take the medication that's out there so that it can stay lower, because that'll help prevent a stroke. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco products. Even the vapes and e-cigarettes, they still have nicotine in it, and that still can cause high blood pressure, which increases your chance of heart attack or stroke in a huge way. Eat a healthy diet. Learn about blood sugar, what causes it to go up, and diabetes. If you don't already have it, focus on understanding that so you don't develop it. Our population is rampant with type 2 diabetes. Do these things that help you prevent strokes. Take care of yourself. You're depending on you to do it, and your loved ones are depending on you too. I have 3 videos I made about how you can age better than your friends. Definitely you're going to want to watch those so you can live a long, healthy life. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.